Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex, the Comic Hoarder. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. This video is awesome, and I'm really excited to share this with you. I first go to Half Price Books and show you guys how stupid and asinine their pricing is, and then I go to a shop in Peoria, Illinois, once again to pick up two books that I wanted. But then I walked out with two completely different books because they're amazing, and I spent over $500. So hopefully you guys are excited for this video. Here we go. This video is sponsored by the Shortbox app. It's the easiest and safest way to buy and sell comic books. They now have raw comic books, so download the app in the description below and start shopping or selling today. Okay, before I show you the clips of Half Price Books, I just stopped by there because I had time to kill, and I was kind of looking for stealth buys or, you know, just unique books. Sometimes they have cool collections come in. Their pricing is just crazy. They have a Demon Days ratio variant Mark Brooks for like $20, which is okay. Then they have Tales of Suspense 91, which is a cool book. Nothing key, no key, for $50. And then they have Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is cool and timely. I think that's a neat magazine-sized book, graphic novel, I think Marvel would call it. And that is overpriced too. I think it's like $50 maybe, 25 to $50. I think it's on the higher end. And then they have two keys, which you'll see here on the video. But it's such quick clips because I felt just awkward recording in there and I didn't want to spend much more time in there at all. So hopefully enjoy just the crazy pricing of Half Price Books. If you have the stamina to dig for hours to find maybe a $5 book, Half Price Books is the place for you. Demon Days, I hate these plexiglass containers. I mean, they're just so annoying. And I think, honestly, people damage more books because of these, trying to figure out what the books are. But there's that Raiders of the Lost Ark, a direct copy of the first Cable, and then first Black Suit. Both way overpriced in my opinion. I went back to Acme Comics in Peoria, Illinois. The last time I went there, I showed some really cool pulp magazines, and they told me that after I posted the video, someone pretty quickly called them and bought those books. You'll see some books in here that you'll probably want, and I don't blame you if you call them and try to figure out if they'll be able to ship them to you or if they'll be able to hold it if you're close enough to drive there and visit. But I definitely would suggest going and visiting Acme Comics. So I went in there for the last two books you'll see in these clips. I went in to go buy those books because I thought they were really cool. They were war books, and I wanted to add those to the collection. Then the owner showed me some of his personal collection, boxes that hadn't been opened in 10 years, and they had some incredible stuff. And I knew I had to switch gears once I saw those boxes. Like I said, his personal collection. So these aren't books that are available for sale. I just happened to be in a conversation. He said, "Oh, let me show you some of the things that I had dug out recently." 10 years old. It was incredible. So these are not available for sale, but I was able to, just through the conversation of what I was really, really looking for, he showed me some really cool stuff out of his own personal stuff and then sold it to me. So hopefully you guys enjoy the footage. And yeah, if there's something that you see that's actually available for sale, I encourage you to give them a call, hook up with them somehow on social media, and make some purchases. When you first walk in the door, this is kind of a view of the entire place. Really, really packed with goodies for all of like the nerd itch that you have. There's the front desk. So behind me there would be the front door. Just a really cool look. There's records, media, games, and everything. This is a view of their wall books. So they've got some really cool Neil Adams stuff, some great Marvel, even some rare Zatanna books. I like those. I like that Legion of Monsters book up there as well. Some great Silver Surfer, first Iron Fist, some old Golden Age Superboy. Just incredible books. That very last Conan issue is really hard to find. Batman, Neil Adams. Wow, it's just packed with goodness there. On the side of the counter, they had these original art pages framed really beautifully. I like those a lot. Batman and the Outsiders, and then I'm not sure what this one is, but maybe another Batman and the Outsiders book there as well. Just looking really great. And then they had all these vintage Star Wars figures underneath the side case. So this is kind of where that original art was. And then they had this cool, I think my son would like that dropship, the Clone Wars, the era stuff is really cool. A nice Millennium Falcon there. And then I had to slow this down there. There was 4 slabs, but I was only allowed to show 2. Hulk 181 and X-Men number 4. Great books. Really like those. And Paul McDougall actually did the pressing and cleaning on those, which Midwest Comic Man. Awesome guy. They had these great Vampirella magazines, a really nice case. That looks like a Frank Frazetta, but I'm not sure if it actually is. And then I show more Vampirella. This creepy was just in the wrong spot. But all these, there's a lot of really great Vampirella covers, and I had a ton of Vampirella magazines, and just looking through here, you know, 25, 30 bucks a piece, maybe even some lower. There's some really cool covers, some really great artwork, and if you're a Vampirella fan, these are definitely ones that I would recommend looking into as opposed to the newer stuff. I think these old magazine styles are much more classic, much better covers than the run-of-the-mill new stuff. And then more. I think this was a second short box or second magazine box full of Vampirella magazines, and some of these are key issues. Some of these are very notable. That one's a very cool issue. I've had that one before. They're just fantastic. I've had actually a lot of these, and if you look on Key Collector app, you'll see that a lot of these are key issues, either for classic covers or just other notable things. The pricing on these is actually really good as well. I know online these go for a lot more than that. Then I get to these creepy magazine boxes, and this box started at issue number 20 something, and I was going through here, seeing some really cool covers. I don't know much about Creepy magazine. I know, once again, they're very cool artists, very notable covers, but I don't know really the keys in this run. So I was looking at this front box. Nothing stuck out to me. There's like a cool robot cover I think I pull up here in a second. That's a neat Santa Claus cover. They're like space robots. That was kind of neat. And then in the very back of the second box, I find Creepy number 1, which had a little water stain. Creepy number 2, 3, 4, I think. The Creepy number 1 was like 30 or 40 bucks. 45 bucks maybe. I think that was a great deal. I think it's definitely still worth it. I was really tempted. And then I get to the War comic books, and I was looking at some of these really old Star Spangled War stories. Some of those were pretty early ones. That one had a little bit of water damage and staple rust migration, a reprint IW. Just some really cool. This was the section here. It's called Miscellaneous War that I organized. So I got all of those out the other day, and I kind of took took books from other sections, and I put them all in alphabetical order in this miscellaneous section. Hopefully that was okay. But I kind of wanted to keep them all together, and I didn't ask for permission to do that, so hopefully that's okay, Acme Comics. But I put all these kind of miscellaneous ones that don't really fit into any of the other sections that I would just find randomly in other titles, and I just put all these kind of cool Golden Age all together in this miscellaneous section. So if you're able to go visit the store and you want to pick up any of these great books, go to this Miscellaneous War section, and you'll find some of these great covers. There's a crime one, which was neat. I think these ones have great covers, these heroics. I think those have really cool painted covers. Pretty nice. But the last two books in this box were the ones that I went there for. Really nice Atlas. I think that's a number 1 even right there. That's why I held on to that one for so long. True Comics, great covers there. And then United States Marines, that has some great covers in the run. Grab these out. I like those Atlas War comics. I'm definitely tempted to pick up more of these, like this War. These all have like somebody signed them. They look like they're from the same collection. Another nice Atlas War Action. Just tons of great. I'm sure Russ Heath. Now these were the two that I went back for. These are both Lee Elias covers with Matt Baker artwork on the inside. They're from the mid 40s, like 45, 46. This one had a little bit of, pop staple there, like I said, Lee Elias covers. If you or someone you know is planning a trip to the most magical place on earth, Disney, or on a Disney cruise, let me help you get to the magic. I started a new travel agency called To The Magic Travel, and you can get a free quote today by emailing me at alex@tothemagictravel.com. Okay, so as I talked about earlier, I went in to get those Wings comic books from Fiction House. I thought those were really cool Lee Elias covers from the mid 1940s, but I always say that it's good to have a comic book mentor, and my mentor is Collecto6 on Instagram, Steven Gentner, and he is a Overstreet advisor as well, and he's just kind of opened up my eyes to a whole new world of Golden Age within the last, several years of knowing him and talking with him and actually acknowledging to him that he is my comic book mentor, and then I as his pupil. While I was in there, I asked if they had any jungle comic books, and he said, well, I have got some, from an older collection that's, my personal collection. And he pulled out a box, and I found 2 comic books in there. I was looking for kind of Matt Baker jungle jumbo comic books, and I found these 2 Matt Bakers. The first one is Wartime Romances number 16. And like I said, why I need a comic book mentor and why I recommend a comic book mentor is usually they can open up your eyes to different things. And these are covers that he has opened up my eyes to. He's posted these on Instagram, or he's talked to me about, Matt Baker's artwork. I think this one is an absolutely fantastic, because you got the young lady here, and you've got the soldiers in the background. And this is from 1953. So this is in Korea wartime, from July 1953, and it's a St. John's publication. It's just absolutely phenomenal Matt Baker good girl artwork, and he was the master. Matt Baker was the master at the female form, and just the prettiest faces, the prettiest gals on the cover. And so that is just one example of how fantastic Matt Baker's artwork is. Once again, a close-up. And if you want some more information on this book or some of the interiors, Collecto6 has them on his Instagram, so it's really, really great. I can't remember specifically what I paid for each of these books, but I know that we went over the cost of recent sales, comparable sales in comparable grades, and then he gave me a price for both, which was $500 for both of these. This next one is, when you think about Matt Baker and romance, you usually think about Cinderella Love. Well, this is kind of in the top 5 of his romance covers, and you'll just immediately either recognize this one or acknowledge that it's a great cover. This one is Diary Secrets number 16 from February of 1953. So both of these were 1953. Beautiful Matt Baker covers. And I put these in Mylar, and they present really well. I don't know if I'll get them graded. They're both in probably that 1.5 to 2.0 grade. And this one, what's nice is just the cover is there. The presentation of the cover is all you need for these books. And this one is just wonderful. And I think you would agree that that is just a classic, really, really well drawn cover. And it's Matt Baker, and it's just fantastic. And like I said, I went in expecting to pay, I'll probably budget myself $100 at this visit, and I'll get, a couple of these war comic books. But then when he pulled out some of these from his private collection and he was willing to sell them to me, boy, oh boy, I was really excited about these. So, yep, Diary Secrets number 16 from 1953 and Wartime Romances from 1953. Both beautiful, beautiful Matt Baker books that I got for $500 total. And I think these just present so well together. I put them in Golden Age 2mm Mylar, and what I used for the backing board was a magazine size backing boards that I just trimmed down using a paper cutter. I think these are fantastic examples of Matt Baker artwork. Hopefully you guys are doing so well, and if you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscription button, hit that bell to be notified when there's future videos. Also hit that thumbs up and comment down below, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. See ya, bye.